Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep, way deep, into the vast, mysterious, and absolutely vital world of our oceans. We're going to explore how they shape our planet, the incredible life they hold, and, the new role we play in their future. All right, let's get into it. So let's kick things off with this quote from ocean explorer Fabien Cousteau. It's such a perfect way to frame what we're talking about today, right? Because this isn't some story about a distant world that's separate from us. It's about a system that we are all completely plugged into every single day. Okay, so first things first, we need to grasp the ocean's most fundamental role. It's not just a big, blue part of the map. It is our planet's literal life support system. It's the engine that powers all life on Earth, including ours. And it all starts with this, the global water cycle. Think of it like the planet's circulatory system, right? The sun provides the energy, and this system just keeps moving water from the oceans up into the atmosphere, over the land, and back again. The water in your glass? It was once in the ocean, and it's going to be again. It's all connected. And the sheer scale here is, well, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around. 97%. That's how much of Earth's water is in the ocean. So when we talk about water on this planet, we are pretty much talking about the oceans. So all that water isn't just sitting there. It's acting like a giant global thermostat. You've got these warm currents, like the North Atlantic Drift, acting like a massive radiator, carrying heat north and keeping places in Europe way warmer than they'd otherwise be. And on the flip side, you've got cold currents, like the Oyashi. That's the planet's AC kicking in, bringing icy water south. This endless movement of hot and cold water basically creates our climate. All right, so now that we know the ocean is this huge planetary engine, let's take a journey into the incredible worlds it supports. We're going to go from the sun-drenched shallows, which are just bursting with color, all the way down into the crushing, pitch-black dark of the abyss. So our first stop, the sunlit zone. This is where we find coral reefs. And here's the crazy thing. They cover less than 1% of the entire ocean floor, but they support about a quarter of all marine species. That's why people call them the cities of the sea. They are just jam-packed with life. And if you want to see what that density looks like up close, just look at Japan's Shiraho Reef. I mean, in this one small spot, you've got over 120 species of coral, more than 300 kinds of fish, and it's even home to the world's biggest colony of this super rare blue ridge coral. It is just an explosion of biodiversity. Okay, but what happens when we leave the sunlight behind? What kind of life could possibly survive thousands of feet down where it's totally dark and the pressure is just immense? Well, the answer is pretty weird. Down here, you get creatures like this, the vampire squid. And get this, it's not actually a squid or an octopus. It's in its own special group. This animal is built to live in a world that's not only dark, but also has almost no oxygen, a place where most other animals would just suffocate. It's a totally alien world down there. So how do they even get around in the dark? How do they hunt or hide? Well, a lot of them just make their own light. It's a phenomenon called bioluminescence, and it's like a secret language of the deep. They can use it as a lure for prey, as a kind of camouflage, or even as a blinding flash to escape a predator. It's incredible. And it's not just about the strange creatures. The sheer scale of life out here can be stunning. This is the ocean sunfish. It's the heaviest bony fish on the planet. We're talking up to 5,000 pounds. It's essentially a giant swimming head, a true giant of the open ocean. Okay, so here's where our story takes a really critical turn. Because for the first time in planetary history, a single species, us, is profoundly changing these huge ancient ocean systems. We've become a geological force, and we are shaping the seas in ways that have never happened before. And one of the most direct impacts is something called bycatch. The term sounds pretty harmless, but the problem is massive. It means that for every fish we actually intend to catch, tons of other animals, dolphins, sea turtles, sharks, you name it, get caught up in the nets by mistake. It's waste on an unbelievable scale. And this pressure is being felt everywhere, even on global icons like the Great Barrier Reef. It's getting hit with a kind of 1-2 punch. On one hand, you have these population explosions of the crown-of-thorns starfish, which literally eat the coral. And then you have coral bleaching, where the water gets too warm and the coral expels the algae that feeds it, basically starving itself. And this isn't just about ecosystems. The pressures can have a direct and really tragic human cost. This slide is a somber reminder of the Morecambe Bay tragedy in 2004. 23 migrant workers were caught by the bay's incredibly fast tides while they were harvesting shellfish, and they drowned. It's a devastating reminder of just how dangerous these environments can be. And then there's this enormous, overarching threat: global sea level rise. A rise of just about 3 feet, or 1 meter. It might not sound like that much, but the impact would be catastrophic. It would flood huge coastal regions and major cities all around the world. So all of this, it brings us right here, to this critical moment. The ocean is at a crossroads. And honestly, the path it takes from here, well, that depends on us. It's a choice between the natural, resilient ocean that's existed for millions of years and a future that will be shaped by our actions. And really, this image says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you've got a healthy reef, vibrant, teeming with life, a bustling city. And on the right, that same reef, bleached. The coral has spit out the algae it needs to live, and it's turned bone white. It isn't dead yet, but it's starving. These two pictures, they represent the two paths forward. Which leaves us with this final, crucial question. For billions of years, the ocean has shaped all life on this planet. Now, for the first time in Earth's history, a single species is powerful enough to shape the ocean. So the most important question of our time might just be, to what end? Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.